live, reactions live in and Eastern Michigan, as well as protests around the Ann Arbor campus site. Gabrielle Reed has the dish, Evan Hensley has sports, and E-Weekly has you in mind. This is E-Weekly.
Welcome back to E-Weekly. April is fast approaching, which means the end of the school year is almost here. Freedom is near. Keep on pushing, Eagles. I'm Nina Maria Badalamenti.
And I'm Sarah Poderacki. It really is hard to believe that this semester is almost over. It's also hard to believe that we're one semester away from graduation.
Truth is, I'm predicting a bad case of senioritis all through the summer and next semester. We'll make it through, though. As for the news, we've got some more updates on the EMU financial situation. Sarah?
This Tuesday, March 27th, approximately 100 students, faculty, lecturers, and support staff rallied together in an event organized by the EMU AAUP. This event started at noon at the Cesar Chavez Fountain outside Welsh Hall, where participants began a march inside and delivered a document directly to President Smith. This document was drafted based on community input at a town hall meeting that took place last week. Participants brought concerns to President Smith directly, such as community desire to leave the MAC conference. Other outside-the-box proposals were voiced, such as selling the president's house, but the main complaint was that administration does not consult the community before making large decisions, and the rationale behind those decisions is not made clear. President Smith was asked to read the document and to respond to those demands by noon on Wednesday, March 28th, although he stated it may take longer. The main message that participants in the rally wanted to get across was that there are alternatives to the cuts that were chosen, and those alternatives would have been better known if the community had been consulted.
On the evening of March 22nd, EMU AAUP, Eastern's prominent teachers union, held a meeting on EMU's budget concerns. This meeting gave students, faculty, and community members the opportunity to talk about and be informed to what is happening to Eastern regarding the recent job cuts and athletic cuts. 125 people were present at the meeting, including members of the sports teams that were being cut, as well as the alumni of these teams. One person who was not present, however, was President Smith. This was due to a pre-scheduled obligation for the Undergraduate Symposium. Robert Carpenter, a professor at EMU's College of Education and Faculty Senate Committee Chair, gave a presentation with some key points. He spoke about how the budgetary issue is one that has been evolving since 2003. He explained that EMU is facing these issues as a result of not only decrease of credit hours taken per semester, but also a decrease in state funding and an increase in cost per student. EMU AAUP has given some suggested solutions to the budget issues that include more participation from Faculty Senate, AAUP, and student government. EMU has information concerning the budget that you can visit at emich.edu/budget-information.
Eastern Michigan University issued a statement acknowledging the various efforts to fundraise in hopes to save the 4 sports programs being eliminated at the end of the spring season. It was stated that while the university respects the efforts being made, it is important to understand that there is no simplistic solution to reversing the decision. They went on to add, unless we were to receive an endowment in the tens of millions of dollars, there are no practical alternatives. The statement also included that while EMU has the highest number of sports in the Mid-American Conference, our budget is one of the lowest. The budget reduction is part of the effort to realign resources in order to ensure that the university continues to invest in academic programs. The university states that this was a painful decision, but the realignment of our resources will strengthen Eastern Michigan and provide stronger support for students, faculty, and staff in coming years. This statement restated a lot of points made in the initial announcement, but ultimately, fundraising efforts are futile.
Last Saturday, March 24th, the March for Our Lives took place in all 50 states in the U.S. Countless cities countrywide participated in these marches to show support and stand up to put a stop to the mass shootings that have been happening in the United States. 28 of these cities were in Michigan, and one was not too far from Eastern Michigan. Over 4,000 people gathered in Ann Arbor at Pioneer High School on Stadium Boulevard to rally and march nearly a mile down Main Street. One of Eastern's very own students, freshman Kennedy Dixon, helped to organize the event with Washtenaw County's chapter of Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America. Speakers at the rally called for strict gun control policies to make access to guns more difficult. They also condemned the NRA for lobbying politicians to oppose gun control procedures. This was just one example of how people of all ages, genders, and ethnicities can come together and call upon unity in a time of destruction to make a change. We'll have more after these messages.
A typical day will start for the delivery staff because they are central to what we do. Our delivery staff gets here at about 9:30 in the morning. They get their route for the day. Then they prep their vehicle, they clean it out, make sure it's ready to go. They get their hot boxes all set and ready. Valley Food Services, who is our commissary for our food preparation, will come to Meals on Wheels between 9:45 and 10 a.m. They get here, we count out the meals, we temp them to make sure they're at the appropriate heat. Then they section them out and count and make sure we have the exact number of meals we need, and then they get the sides that go along with the hot entrees, and they have that bag and they put that in a cooler, and then they load that into their vehicle. Then they do their exit checkout, and then they're ready to go on their route. So typically they're out of here no later than 10:15, 10:30. Then they start their deliveries, and it takes them about 2 to 2.5 hours to make those deliveries. So for myself and our office staff, I typically get here about 8:30 to open the office. We check our messages. Then we also do some prep work for the routes. If there needs to be some logistical changes for routing, we try to do that. Typically, I start by answering emails from volunteers and from our funders, and then my work kind of starts into doing some grant writing and who I have to go meet with today, if I have to meet with a funder or a partner program. And then Carrie does a lot more of the office work as well. So between our primary hours, Carrie will also probably do anywhere between 1 and 3 intake calls for clients who might need to get on our program. So she does that, and it takes roughly about an hour to do that over the phone with a client. She'll kind of help with all the paperwork that we have to file from a state level, sets up appointments for our nursing staff and nursing students to go out and do health assessments for the clients on a daily basis. And then she also just kind of maintains the facility to make sure the upkeep is going well.
My favorite band just put out a new CD. I was super excited. I'd been waiting forever for it to come out. But I was having a little cash flow problem. I asked some of my friends if they had the new CD yet, and they said I could get it for free if I found a pirated copy online. Without hesitation, I went on my computer and I found a website that had a free pirated copy, and I clicked download. It was that simple. After downloading it, I went to my computer and I opened my music player to listen to it, but my computer had slowed down to almost a stop. All I ended up with was a virus. Not my band's album. I guess when you pirate anything, you run the risk of an infection. Not to mention if you get caught, there could be legal issues. It really does pay to pay. My name is Emma, and I'm trying to be e-safe.
It was definitely a busy and eventful week and weekend of people voicing their opinions and beliefs, and we've got plenty more. Sarah has an update on EMU students displaying their hard work and research.
On Friday, March 23rd, students gathered in the Student Center to present their year-long research in various fields of study at the Undergraduate Symposium. The first undergrad symposium at Eastern was held in 1981 with 17 participants from one school. It has since expanded to all schools with hundreds of participants every year. The all-day event for this year's symposium featured research work from 402 students. Faculty mentorship is an important part of the process, as typically a student is recognized by a professor for their project and encouraged to apply to the symposium. Attendants came to see oral and poster presentations, as well as a design expo. The presentations had plenty of variety, from using worms to study cancerous tumors to designs for building renovations. One participant, Mitchell Meyer, expressed that the symposium is a great experience with a diverse audience, and it gives participants a chance to practice communication skills. The Undergraduate Symposium is an annual LBC-approved event, and students and members of the public can attend the event free of charge.
On March 21st, students and faculty came together outside of the Student Center to participate in the run for Title IX. Title IX prohibits discrimination based on sex under any educational program or activity receiving financial aid. It helps students who have been victims of sexual assault and deals with gender equality issues on campus as well. The goal of the run was to raise awareness of what Title IX is and for the Title IX office on campus. Many were there in support, including Greek Life and EMU's track and cross-country teams. Both teams participated by lining the course and cheering on the runners. The Ypsilanti Running Company also showed support by donating a free pair of running shoes to the first person to cross the finish line. In addition to the event, the Title IX office provided raffle prizes, including EMU gear and gift cards. If you or someone you know is interested in visiting the Title IX office, it is located in room 100B of Boone Hall.
Evan Hensley is back with Eagle Sports after the break, but for now we'll throw things over to Gabrielle Reed with the dish.
Hello Eagles, it's your girl Gabrielle Reed and I'm excited to be back with you hosting the dish here on E-Weekly. I have all that you need to know about this past weekend here on campus, and I won't waste any time jumping right in. On Thursday night, our own Kings of Color hosted Being a Woman in the Student Center as orgs like Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, Kappa Alpha Phi Fraternity, Reach for the Kids, and EMU's Black Media Association came together and tried to figure out who could actually handle being a woman. It was a very fun and entertaining event. EMU also had a great time in the Student Center auditorium on Friday night, while some of our students went to go listen to some great local comedians do what they do best. The audience was thoroughly entertained with plenty of laughter. Mike Jeter, Jay Bell, and Alton Boogie Williams put on a great night. On Sunday, the men of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity hosted the 2018 Miss Black and Gold pageant. All the women who competed looked amazing, but I would like to congratulate contestant number 1 on her honors. Miss Vernice Lowe was crowned Miss Black and Gold. Well done, Miss Lowe, and a job well done to all the other women who participated. Whether they won a title or not, they did great. If you missed these great events, you can make up for it by attending Project Big Sisters Black Girls Rock Award Gala from 7 to 9 p.m. in the McKinney Ballroom. That's all I have for you on this week's dish. I'm Gabrielle Reed. We'll be back after the break.
Hi, my name is Shanna Gilkison, and ETV has been a very important part of my life, especially for the last 4 years.
I got my start at ETV in my 3rd semester at Eastern from fellow students, and it's been a great experience.
Working with all these new people that I didn't know before, it's very awesome just seeing how willing people are to get together and create something from scratch.
Hi, I'm Shanna Gilkison for Eastern Weekly, and this is E-Walking.
I will also be hosting and producing a sort of like a late night style talk show.
Everyone that's here wants to be here. They care to be here. They want to work. They want to learn. And with that kind of environment, everybody benefits.
I tell you, I've been doing really well, very successful here at Eastern, but it wasn't until I really became part of the ETV club that I really felt like I was getting more of what I needed as a student.
We decided that we wanted to do things above and beyond our coursework, so I was part of founding the ETV student org.
It just so happened that Shanna was in one of my classes, and she told me to come, and I showed up, and it was very warm welcome. Like, everybody was very nice to me right away, and they actually had an idea to make a sitcom, or actually they called it a soap opera at that time, and they said they had they weren't sure exactly what they wanted, but they wanted one thing. They knew that they wanted this guy, his name is Ramon, to be their main character. I mean, that was kind of how the show Week at a Glance kind of took off.
Beyond Eastern's walls, when I'm done here, I'll probably be working with some people from ETV, again, professionally. And I think a lot of students don't take advantage of what they should with organizations on campus, and ETV is one of the best.
So I tried logging into my .emish account and it wouldn't let me in. So I went down to the help desk and they said I had already changed my password. No I didn't. Shortly after that, my apartment was broken into. Yeah, if you put 2 and 2 together, you know where they go. My address. They got my password, got onto my .emish account, and stole my class schedule and my home address. They knew when I wasn't going to be home. I should have known that a password of ABCD1234 isn't too hard to guess. Now, I'm more careful about choosing a password. I take a word that's 8 to 10 letters long and that isn't too personal to me, and I change some characters around. For example, the word college, C-O-L-L-E-G-E. I can change the L's to 7s and the E's to question marks. Don't use college, okay? You have passwords for a reason. Take the time to make one that is unique and easy for you to remember, yet hard for someone else to figure out. My name is Daniel, and I'm trying to be safe.
I'm addicted to Facebook. I'm always on it. I was checking on my feeds one day when I noticed an ad to test and keep an iPad. So I clicked the link. All I needed to give it was my contact info. You know, home address, email address, cell phone number. Seems pretty easy to get a free iPad. A week goes by and I never get a new iPad. And I noticed I was getting hundreds of text ads on my phone. Because of all the extra text messages sent to my phone, my bill went up $10. Yeah, I wasn't getting a free iPad. They were just fishing for my phone number to sell to advertisers. I know there are legitimate ads on Facebook, but if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. My name is Nate, and I'm trying to be e-safe.
Welcome back. This is Eagle Sports, and I'm Evan Hensley. With basketball season come and gone, we have even more news that will affect the EMU men's team. Junior Elijah Minnie has declared for the NBA draft. Minnie will be taking advantage of the new rule the NBA put into place just a few years ago for players wanting to declare for the draft, but also want to maintain their NCAA eligibility going forward. For this to happen, the player must not hire an agent in most cases. The player is simply looking to test the water and see what their market value looks like. Minnie's the first Eagle to declare this offseason, but last year James Thompson did so as well before. He, of course, returned for the Eagles for another season. Minnie averaged nearly 17 points this year with 6 boards in his lone season starting for Eastern after transferring from Robert Morris. The men's baseball team has gotten their season rolling, but are not starting off too hot now that the MAC play has begun. The team is now 6-16 on the season with wins over teams like Ohio State and Oklahoma State. The team has also suffered plenty of losses to Florida Gulf Coast, Southern Mississippi, and Dayton, just to name a few. The team's most recent series kicked off the MAC regular season at home against Miami of Ohio. The team dropped their first matchup 4-3 in extra innings and then fell again 3-1 to lose the series. The team won Game 3 in a 4-0 shutout, but lost their first MAC series on the season. The team hosted Youngstown State on Tuesday in its first recent matchup where the team lost in a 9-7. It was a 4-hour shootout too. Thomas House came into game to close out a 7-5 victory, but 4 walks and Zach Lopka, 2 out and 2 strike RBI double tied the game at 7. The Penguins scored 2 more in the 9th, and despite loading the bases, the Eagles dropped a late one at 0 strike. The Eagle to mid-season struggles came after head coach Mark Van Amade chose to return to his former job at Michigan State as an assistant coach back in December. The Eagles will travel down to Bowling Green this weekend with a matchup set up against the Spartans, being a week from today. The softball team also has seen early season struggles now that they are in the beginning of their conference play. The team, which found out last week that it will be cut after the season, is now 4-22 on the season and is currently riding a 14-game losing streak. After competing in the Invitational down in Florida for about half a month, the Eagles have not seen a win since they left the Sunshine State. In the past week, the team kicked off its Mid-American Conference play on the road in Buffalo. The team lost 2 of the 3 games due to a mercy rule in the 5th inning, as they lost 9-1, 6-4, and 8-0, respectively. The team traveled to South Bend, Indiana on Tuesday, where the Notre Dame Fighting Irish topped the Eagles 6-1. The team will host their first game of the season this weekend in a MAC series against the Ohio Bobcats. There has been plenty of support following the team these times of adversity on social media, in the community, and all around the nation. We are just a week and a half away from the EMU football team's spring game. The team will take the field against themselves in a showcase to show the fans what the team will have to offer for the 2018 season. The team has had 10 spring practices so far, with 4 more to go before the game, as they look to rebound from a heavily disappointing 2017 season, which saw them lose close game after close game. With the quarterback job on the line, the team will be out on the field next Saturday, April 7th, with the game kicking off at 3 p.m. And of course, opening day is tomorrow. My Cincinnati Reds game got delayed to Friday due to some inclement weather down in Cincinnati. But the Detroit Tigers will be playing tomorrow against the Pittsburgh Pirates. So, opening day, I can't wait to see it. That's been all this week. This was Eagle Sports, and I'm Evan Hensley.
So I typically would describe Meals on Wheels in 3 words: support. What I mean by support is having somebody there every day you can count on, who's going to be there with a smile and a hot meal for you.
First, I would say that I would be with them if I could, delivering for the people.
Observant?
Oh, that's a tough one. I would say, well, more than a meal. I guess that's 4, but close enough.
It's helpful. I mean, just the fact that somebody's doing something for you should make you feel better.
Abundance.
Fulfilling is probably the main top one.
They're good.
I think that we are a compassionate organization.
I think it's great. I give it thumbs up.
It keeps us independent.
Yes.
It's the easiest, most fulfilling job I've ever had.
It keeps us independent so we don't have to depend on anybody.
Independence.
Caring and steady and present, like we're present for these people, every day.
Joyful, brings a lot of peace and a lot of happiness to you at the end of the day.
Sharing.
Caring, responsible.
I think vital to the community.
3 words? I think it's great, actually. Not trying to steal from Tony the Tiger, but yeah, it's great.
It teaches you portion control.
Loving the community that they work in, trying to make the community better.
Helpfulness.
Actually, it's fun. Believe it or not, it's really fun and fulfilling to be doing this type of thing.
Patience.
It pulls at your heartstrings, it does. And it doesn't matter whether you're out en route delivering meals or you're in the office on the phone.
Reliable.
Hope. So people feel like they have hope, that they can stay in their home for as long as possible. I think all of us want to be where we're feeling most comfortable.
Hidden, because we don't advertise. You know about the program, yet you don't think about the program. I think we're out there helping people more than a lot of people even know, so I think it's a very helpful program. I think it's a much needed program that there's a lot of people in our community who just really could use a program like Meals on Wheels that maybe don't even realize that it's there for them.
Hey.
Ready to go?
Yeah, but the fire's not out.
Close enough.
Close enough? If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. I mean, the next thing you know, you've torched our whole neighborhood.
Which is why we're not going anywhere?
Exactly. 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hi, I'm Gordon. I'm here about your job opening. Hi, I'm here about the job. Hi. The word you'll hear most often during a job hunt? No. One expert says you can expect 20 rejections before you get your first maybe. So don't be down on yourself. Be sure your resume is flawless, or you'll never see the inside of an interview suite. Be punctual for interviews, but no earlier than 5 minutes. A firm handshake is important. And look the interviewer in the eye. Don't be a downer, dude! Speak in positive terms about school and your previous employers. Sit alertly during your interview and show you're human. Smile a little. And follow up every interview with a thank you letter, expressing your interest in the job and why you think you're qualified.
Packers. Viking. Packers. Viking. Viking.
Red state, blue state, vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
Downtown.
Optimist.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities, our families,
united.
even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer.
Welcome back to eWeekly. Before we wrap up the show and mentally prepare for the weekend, Gabrielle Reed has a quick Eagle Encounters.
Welcome to Eagle Encounters. I'm Gabrielle Reed, and like Sarah said, this is a bit of a quick segment this week. But I'm here to tell you everything that's going on around campus this weekend. But frankly, nothing's really going on. Campus is closed from Friday to Sunday for the holidays, so there isn't much to do around EMU. But before the weekend, you can check out a couple of events on Thursday, March 25th from 6 to 9 p.m. in the Student Center intersection. You'll be able to discover the kinds of contraception available and how to choose the right one for you. Come to the safe, sex positive, LGBT plus inclusive space for free food and condoms. Hey, maybe you'll learn something too. Also on Thursday is the Spring Choral Concert from 7:30 to 9 p.m. in Pease Auditorium. This ensemble collection is new and old. The event is free, open to the public, and LBC approved. That really is all that is going on around campus for the weekend. Monday has a couple events here and there, as does Tuesday, but we are really in the home stretch of this semester. The weekend shows rain on Thursday and Saturday, while Saturday will reach 50 degrees. Easter Sunday will be partially cloudy and 39 degrees. I can feel the good weather, just about ready to bust out and stay for good. That's all for Eagle Encounters. Enjoy the weekend. I'm Gabrielle Reed.
Thank you, Gabrielle. Hopefully we find some time to relax this weekend, even with all the finals coming up.
I honestly can't even focus on finals because I'm still picking out my classes. I know that like honors registration for seniors opened up a long time ago, and I'm over here like, that's coming.
Well, you were busy with holes.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a lot going on.
How's your schedule looking?
It's good. I pretty much have it finished up, so I'm really excited. I have a nice light load for my final semester, and I'm excited to just continue on with college and get out of here.
I believe in you.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, be sure to follow us on social media at ETV at EMU. If you can watch all of our shows on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter whenever you want. That's all from me. I'm Nina Maria Badalamenti.
And I'm Sarah Poderacki. We'll see you next week. I forgot it was on camera.
Thank you.
I literally went.
Are you an EMU student interested in getting a first-hand experience working at a radio station? Well, say no more. EMU offers a class through Eagle Radio that will thoroughly prepare you for a real-life experience. But first, you have to register for the class. Pick a date and a time slot. Then the world is yours. Eagle Radio allows you to be fully independent and customize your own show. Have real conversations about the news, celebrity gossip, update listeners about the weather, play a trivia game. It's your show. You're free to name your show whatever you want and play any edited music of your choice. If you love having heated debates and you feel your words need to be heard, then Eagle Radio is just for you.
My mom's birthday was coming up fast, so I needed to go out shopping for something quick. I needed to move money from my savings to my checking account so I could use my debit card at the mall. I cracked open my laptop, hit the bookmark from my bank, and entered in my username and password. What the heck? I got sent back to the home page. So I entered in my username and password again, made the transfer, and went to the mall where I found this cool little necklace for my mom. That's good news, right? The bad news is, the next week I went to make a purchase and they told me that I had insufficient funds to cover that purchase. Long story short, when I had logged into my bank the first time, I got redirected to a fake site that stole my username and password. I guess I got a virus that redirected my bookmark. The thieves had a field day with my account. I wish I had known then what I know now. You have to check and make sure you're really on your bank's website. This could be done by either recognizing an image you've selected or clicking a lock or VeriSafe icon and comparing the bank's web address to a web address you've got on our certificate. My name is Luke, and I'm trying to be e-safe.